So we have a DV2700 motherboard that we just took out of a laptop, and what we're going to do is pretty much take it, put it on the machine, and reflow it. Then we're going to go from there and see what happens. Not exactly sure if I remember if this machine wasn't powering on or was powering on, but in the end we'll know, because we're going to have to run through the burn-in and everything, so we'll see what's going on with it at that time. Okay, with some of these systems, we see it with the F700 series and some of the higher end DV6000 series, and we see it with this DV2000 series. It's actually a DV2700 series, but what we have here is the chipset is actually what's called an Nvidia MCP chip. And the way we can tell that it's an MCP is when we turn it straight, we're looking at it, and this chip is orientated like this. On a normal chipset it would be straight up and down like that. This one is cocked to the side like that, so it runs in a manner like that. That's how we know it's an MCP. With MCP chips, they are what is called a single series GPU. And if we can't tell, we look at the back, and in the typical location where there would be another what's called an NF430 chipset, there's not an NF430 chipset on this machine. So we only have one single machine chipset on this machine. So what it does is it performs the functions for the low level power, provides memory functions, provides the SATA functions, and the video functions. So most of the time what happens is, if you have a machine that does a quick start and then quick shutdown, we know that that machine probably has an MCP on it, because what it does is everything runs in a series, and as it's running in a series and initializing devices, this device doesn't initialize, so it just does a hard reset, shuts off, and then restarts. So what we have here is just your atypical MCP. Reflows the same as all the other chipsets, and that's what we're going to do, then test it and see if everything works, and we'll go from there. So we have this board set on the machine for reflow. So what we're going to do is actually allow it to start its reflow, and then we'll go from there. The preheater's heating up, and the countdown started for the heater to go, and after it's heated up, we'll let it do its thing, and then we'll set it to reflow and go from there. But for right now, that's just the process that we're doing to get it started. Alright, so now we're about to test this DV2000 and see if our reflow actually fixed the problem. So we're going to plug the keyboard in and turn on the power. We get all our lights. Now we're going to go to our video over here and see if we get the video on the screen. And not seeing it. There we go. Now we see that the board actually started up to do its thing, so we're at 23 seconds. Document that serial number right there. Make sure that we know it's our customer. So what happens is, after you reflow, sometimes it'll take a second for it to come back on, and that's pretty typical due to the BIOS having to set itself to prompt or to memory to engage or anything like that. But we know that this system's actually started up and it's ready to go. So what we're going to do is let it do its burn-in, and then we'll go from there. So we've let our system do its burn-in, and as we can see, it's run for nearly 3.5 hours now. So we know that the burn-in is actually complete. Processor's good. Memory's probably good for most cases, and everything else is burned in perfectly fine. So we're going to say that this system is done. We'll put it back together and retest it and see where it goes from there.